Russian Kornet missiles are invisible until the last moment, silent, lethal, and capable of destroying a $1 million tank in seconds. Kornet missiles are not just weapons, they are symbols of a new era in kinetic warfare. Get ready, this video will reveal the secrets of the Kornet and how it has rewritten the rules of war. The role of Kornet anti-tank missiles, manufactured by Russia in the Middle East and Ukraine conflicts, is undeniable. Due to their precision and destructive capability, they are reshaping armored warfare. That's what we're going to see now. First, we'll look at the development of these missiles. Then we'll talk about the leap Russia has made now, which is the emergence of the remotely controlled version of the Kornet. Follow along with us. The Kornet was developed by KBP, which is one of Russia's weapon design bureaus. It debuted around 1994. It consists of a reusable launch tube and a disposable missile. Russia chose to build this device with composite materials specifically to reduce weight, ensuring its portability. The Kornet has a range that varies from 5.5 to 10 kilometers. It can penetrate armor from 1,000 to 1,300 millimeters with a tandem charge, which is a double charge. It can be used to target tanks, helicopters, and even bunkers. Hezbollah is very fond of the Kornet and made good use of it in the 2006 campaign and now also in the invasion of Lebanon. He is nicknamed the Giant Slayer by Syrian military. The Kornet has a semi-automatic laser guidance system, and the Russians have the Kornet-E version with extended range, which they claim is quite resistant to countermeasures. Around 50,000 units have been manufactured. Russia claims that the hit rate in combat is about 80%. You can't take this literally. I find it quite doubtful that a system has such a hit rate, but its cost-effectiveness compared to the Javelin, for example, which is one of the competitors, the Kornet is much cheaper. The Javelin, like almost every Western system, as I've even made a video about this, has the disadvantage of being more expensive. But let's continue looking at some more characteristics of the Kornet. Here we see a very interesting system, an adaptation by Hezbollah, with 3 Kornet launchers, probably used against Israel's armored forces. Russia claims they are already using the Kornet system with remote guidance in Ukraine. This system was recently presented at the IDEX 2023 fair. An important aspect of the Kornet is also its versatility, as it can be mounted on various types of vehicles, with mounts designed for this purpose. The manufacturer guarantees that this missile can penetrate up to 120 centimeters of armor or 3.5 meters of concrete. In the M version, the Russians eliminated the seeker and left the automatic target search system. The fact that the missile does not carry an onboard seeker significantly reduced its manufacturing cost. Some operators prefer to use the Kornet in launches to saturate the active defenses of armored vehicles. A great proof of the versatility and effectiveness of the Kornet is the fact that Israel likely set up a unit of operators with the missiles it captured from Hezbollah. Russia also developed a lighter version of the missile, the 9M134, which can be carried by an infantryman and is used against vehicles with less thick armor. Well, you can see here in my hand, folks, an Abrams and a Challenger. Why am I showing these 2 tanks here on the screen? Because, allegedly, both models were victims of the Kornet in Ukraine. The merit there, at least for the Abrams, is that it seems the Ukrainian crew, but the Kornet disabled these vehicles. Well, you saw the Abrams at the exhibition in Moscow, where the Russians really made a point of displaying the trophy not only of the Abrams, but also of several other vehicles. We still don't have statistics on which were the most effective anti-tank weapons used by Russia in this war. We don't yet know if it was anti-tank missiles, mines, helicopters, or drones. There's a strong possibility that drones have destroyed a significant number of armored vehicles, perhaps the majority, but we don't know yet. However, the fact is that the effectiveness of the Kornet in this war and also in Middle Eastern wars is undeniable. What's happening? Russia managed to develop a weapon system that is very cheap. It seems to cost around $26,000 per missile, whereas the Javelin system is much more expensive. Moreover, the Kornet has a lot of flexibility. For example, this version they are now debuting of the Kornet for remote control allows for area control.
Do Kornet por controle remoto, você faz controle de área. O mesmo operador ele controla 3 sistemas.
The same operator controls 3 Kornet systems. You cover an entire perimeter. So when this becomes widespread, it's going to be a real nightmare. Because what happens is the following. You take an armored vehicle like that, which costs a few $1,000,000, and it is rendered useless by a missile that in 2019 cost $26,000. Meaning the cost-benefit ratio is total. Of course you won't. We have to look at one thing, folks. The weapons system, one of the great advantages is mass. When you have many systems on the battlefield targeting the same objective, sooner or later you will achieve a result. It's the case with drones, for example. They are very cheap, and the cost-benefit ratio is undeniable.
E a relação custo-benefício é inegável, né? Então, o Kornet, eu acho que uma das grandes vantagens.
So the Kornet, I think one of its great advantages is exactly its cost, because it's okay, you fire 1, 2, 3 and miss the target, but eventually you'll end up hitting and disabling an armored vehicle worth several $1,000,000. And the whole point is that the Kornet is starting to be reproduced in various other countries. And an interesting thing, for example, is that the Al-Qassam brigades proved in Gaza that even famous and well-regarded systems, like the Israeli Trophy, are vulnerable to the Kornet missile. And we also need to understand that, very likely, after the Ukraine war, Russia should launch even more sophisticated versions of this missile system. Anyway, the Kornet has an excellent track record, and nothing indicates that it will stop there. So, leave your comment on what you think about the Kornet missile, if it's really that effective, if there are better missiles, what you think about the performance of Western combat vehicles against these systems. For example, in the case of the Challenger, it first ran over a mine, then the Kornets hit it. But that's exactly the idea, to use a combination of systems to destroy the target. So that was our video for today. Okay? Subscribe to our channel, comment, give your like. Those who can help with a super sticker or super chat or contribute with Pix. Pix is great because it bypasses YouTube's restrictions. And we'll be back shortly then, always with responsibility and commitment. Even in Brazil, folks. See you later. Well, folks, I'll leave in the link in the description of this video our entire line of books about Ukraine, available on Amazon. There's a lot in various languages and formats as well. You'll find things on Kindle, in print format, right? What happens is that Amazon delivers very quickly, especially for those living here in the capital, São Paulo. It also accepts payment by boleto, credit card, installment plans, etc. And I remind you, every time you buy books and other items on Amazon, you are supporting the Arte da Guerra channel. Captioned by Sonia Ruberti.